Hello viewers, welcome to sarkaritel.com and diplomacyindia.com. As you know, last week a very important summit called Quad, which is also known as Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, took place between India, US, Japan, and Australia. To talk more about this, we have a very special guest joining from Washington, D.C., Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor, who is a former diplomat. Welcome, Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor, to this very special program. My first question will be, the recent Quad Summit meeting was a big success. Where is the next logical step for Quad?
Thank you very much, Amya, for setting up this discussion. The Quad is an important landmark in the history of nations. It brings together the four countries of US, India, Australia, and Japan. And it has been a very long time in the making, since 2004. It is good that it has moved to the summit level dialogue this year. And as one of the first few international relations events and exercises and meetings of the new president and administration of the United States, President Biden decided to hold this Quad dialogue at the summit level. So when any organization has a dialogue at the summit level, it's a very important landmark event when it's the first dialogue particularly, because it sets the tone and tenor for the organization for the future also. So to announce it as one of the first few interactions for the new administration of President Biden also shows how important the White House thinks this grouping is. It brings together these four countries which account for a very large percentage of the global population, a very large percentage of the global trade, and a very good amount of strategic and security strengths. So I'm very happy that this meeting was held last week, and it was a path-breaking meeting. It did take some very important decisions. Thank you.
My next question will be, do you foresee Quad creating a structural format?
Well, they have initiated it in a very basic way already. They have set up a center for the vaccine initiative, whereby it would support all the countries of the world, the democratic countries in particular, in combating any such disasters like the COVID pandemic. Now, it's very symbolic to have that as the first initiative, because that was attributed to China, the entire creation of this pandemic. So for the Quad countries to join together and announce that as the first initiative to combat pandemics for the future is a very symbolic gesture, where India's capabilities and capacities to manufacture vaccines and produce them for the benefit of the world will be further supplanted and augmented by financial support from US and from Japan. And Australia will assist with the logistical efforts, the logistics part of it. And this is as an extension, like taking the vaccine Maitri initiative of the government of India onto a global stage with the participation of US, Japan, and Australia. So that is at the first level. At the second level, there are going to be working groups which are going to be set up on climate change and on technology between these four countries. Evolving technologies, the disruptive technologies for the future. So there'll be a lot of cooperation between these four countries on that. Now, all these are important landmarks, because when you start working amongst a group of countries on these initiatives in this manner, then automatically the natural progression after some time is the setting up of a formal secretariat. Thank you, Amya.
My next question will be, what are your views about expansion of the Quad?
So currently there are only 4 members, but a lot of countries have expressed interest in becoming members of the Quad. There has been no decision as which has been taken as to how they would deal with that. But the Quad summit leaders have said that they will work with other countries and groups, and they will welcome and seek opportunities to work with all of those who share in these goals. So at some stage, an expansion may take place. Countries which have already expressed interest amongst the many also include France, UK, Germany, Netherlands, and other countries of the European Union. Now, ASEAN countries, some of them are very keen to join in any shape or form the Quad and support its efforts in the Indo-Pacific region. Whether it evolves into a forum which is like the ASEAN plus India, for example, Summit Dialogue Partnership, or whether it expands its primary membership is what will happen and get clearer over time. Thank you.
Uh, how can India maintain its strategic autonomy while being part of the Quad?
So India is a country which has had a track record of always maintaining its strategic autonomy, even as part of the non-aligned movement or as part of the G20, or even when India was getting a lot of support from the USSR, the former Soviet Union. We were always able to maintain our strategic autonomy very, very significantly. So that is not a problem that I foresee for India maintaining its strategic autonomy. But also, if a country like India is emerging on the global scenario, and one of our neighbors is China, and with China we have a lot of problems currently, we have had a lot of problems in the past, and those problems are not going to die away. Similarly, for the other Quad members, probably their top priority is a threat posed by China. So if China is like the bull in the China shop, or even more like the China in the China shop, or as an extension of that, maybe China in the bull shop. It is about time that democratic countries who want to have free, inclusive Indo-Pacific region, which is open, which is resilient. So to that extent, for all these countries to come together, considering that a large number of countries which are neighbors of China, including India, have very serious border problems with China. In the South China Seas, there are conflicting claims on the islands. Similarly, in the East China Seas, and internally also, we have seen the human rights violations in Xinjiang, in Tibet, in Hong Kong, the threat to Taiwan. So currently, as a basket of threat perceptions for the world, amongst all the threats, including terrorism, many countries today feel that the biggest threat is emanating from China and all its actions, which it is taking on so many different spheres. So to that extent, I guess it is time for these countries to think about the future of the world together jointly and see how to ensure a brighter future by taking these steps. Thank you.
Ambassador Kapoor, you gave a very crisp view about the Quad for our viewers. We were able to understand where do India stands on Quad and what could be the possible future. Thank you very much for joining us from Washington, DC. This is Amay Sathe from New Delhi for SarkariTel.com and DiplomacyIndia.com.
Thank you very much, Amaya.